I'm Shantih, and this is a few things that I learned in the Making of a Christian Leader class at Regent University in spring 2024. At the beginning of class, I said a Christian leader leads with a desire to please the heart of God. Whether they are trained or gifted, this person possesses the ability to influence those around them because they have a vision that they wholeheartedly and authentically believe in, and they have the ability, whether naturally trained or supernaturally gifted, of communicating that vision in a way that excites others, enabling them to see it and cultivating a desire in them to be a part of bringing it to pass. I still believe that now, but I also know and believe so much more. The Making of a Christian Leader course has been incredibly informative and a very beneficial class. I learned what I was already doing that cultivates exemplary leadership, and areas I need to improve, and things I need to implement now that I have learned their importance. I've begun to implement many practices and look forward to the impact this class will have in the small groups and book clubs I lead, as well as the more important leadership role I will have in private practice therapy after my master's program graduation. I was already doing a few things. One, I hold myself to high ethical standards. I believe fully in what I'm doing. I care about people deeply. I believe in and practice modeling the way, even though I didn't know that's what it was called or something that it could be called. I wouldn't ask anyone to do anything I'm not willing to do or haven't already done. And I've lived long enough to have not only lost my voice, but found it. I know who I am, I know what I believe, and as Craig Rochelle pointed out, I share stories purposefully. That's a gift of God that I'm grateful for, and there are a numerous amount of testimonies that I enjoy sharing for the purpose of encouragement and enlightenment. What I'm working to improve on: listening and asking questions. I have a habit of formulating a response that I think adds to, broadens, brightens, or communicates understanding. And while that's not a bad thing, I don't often listen for the purpose of understanding more and giving people space to share and ask questions and dig deep. So I will be listening and asking questions and learning how to be better at that. Learning how to ask questions that get answers, that lead people deeper. I also am working to improve on building and affirming shared values. Oftentimes when we're surrounded by people that we have something in common, like we're all believers, or we're all mothers of adult children, or mothers of young children, or wives who are living as caretakers with husbands who have chronic illnesses, we can come to assume that we all believe the same things, and nothing is further from the truth. And so listening and asking those questions, that thing I'm improving on, will help me know what shared values we have in order to build and affirm on them. And the other is empowering others to do the job, which leads into what am I planning to implement, and that is delegating. Empowering others to do the job, I've got to delegate. As firstborn and a woman who has had many careers, all in either leadership roles or management roles, I'm not great at delegating. As a reformed perfectionist, I'm not great at delegating and empowering others. As much as I believe in others and can encourage them at what they're putting their hands to, when it comes to putting their hands to something that I am supervising, managing, overseeing, it's an area I need to improve and implement. Also need to implement vulnerability. I am transparent about past transgressions, past triumphs, victories, but I am not vulnerable often about what I'm going through in the moment. And I think that's the difference between transparency and vulnerability. And so that is something that I need to explore and implement, as well as seeking diverse perspectives. I have, probably out of fear, been guarded in the past about seeking perspectives, especially from a diverse group of people, for fear of what they might say or how it might clash with my belief system. And so that is a leap of faith that I need to implement in the spaces where I find myself in leadership roles. And so being vulnerable, looking outside versus inside, seeking diverse perspectives, and delegating are things that I'm excited to see how they change who I am and how I lead. My understanding and definition of Christian leadership has grown exponentially. And I believe now that a Christian leader is a person who is submitted to the authority of God and those they've been assigned to follow. As we know from Romans 13, I think to be a successful leader, as a believer, we must first be followers. And that means revering God above all else, lest we be driven by the desires of man more than God. And I believe a Christian leader practices what they preach, inspires others to do the same, and seeks to follow God's plan, motivating others while working alongside the group, being honest and being vulnerable. My new leadership motto is I'm not above you, I'm not beneath you, I'm right here beside you. So now let's go. Thank you. It's been a great class and I appreciate it.